Okay, so the next exercise we're going to talk about is the deadlifts. So we use trap bar deadlifts for most of our clients, most of our athletes, and then we progress the more stronger clients and athletes to barbell deadlifts. But we always start by grooming the movement pattern to ensure they're getting the correct angles and making sure they are targeting the correct muscles. So the deadlift is very much a hip dominant exercise. It is not a squat, but it is a hip dominant exercise where you improve strength through the posterior chain, improving the glute strength, hamstrings, and a bit of the quads as well. So how we always start with most clients who have never performed a deadlift before, we start them off with the kettlebell deadlift to make sure they get the correct angles. So Jared, if you can just come over here. So basically the kettlebell would be placed in between your legs. You can come a little forward, yes. Just grip the position, grip the bar. So the starting position is the key for deadlifts. So we always want to make sure the client knows the exact starting position. So one very simple cue we use is squeeze the lats to engage the lats, push the shoulder blades back, okay? Look down at a bit of a 45-degree angle because you want to make sure your head, your upper back and your lower back is all in one nice line, because when we normally stand, we stand nice and upright, but we never push our head back. A common mistake we see a lot of people do is start off in this position, not great for the upper back, not great for the lower back. So it's very important to get in this starting position right before we start. So Jared, let's have a few, squeeze those lats and let's go. Okay, we say break the kettlebell and really squeeze those lats. We get in a few reps, even however strong a client or athlete is, we make sure we groom this movement correctly. So we can train safe and then we can really load this movement, because deadlift is an awesome exercise to improve glute, hamstring strength. But if done incorrectly, it just could be a recipe for a slip disc or a lower back injury. Alright, so after we have trained the client the movement mechanics of the kettlebell deadlift, doing it for a couple of weeks, then we progress them to the trap bar deadlift. This is a great exercise, very hard to do wrong and very easy to coach. We prefer this exercise over traditional barbell deadlifts purely for the safety reasons. It's much safer and much easier to coach. Barbell deadlifts have its place for really strong clients, really strong athletes, but until you probably load the trap bar towards the end with plates, you can probably stick to this and get the same benefits with a much less risk for injury with the trap bar. So let's have Jared perform some trap bar deadlifts. Very simple. You just get into the middle of the trap bar, get into that starting position, engage the glutes, engage the lats, nice tight position, and then we just bang in a few reps. Let's go, Jared. Perfect. Couple more. Excellent. Okay. And then just to talk about a few common mistakes with the trap bar is a few people, when they perform the trap bar, is they do not get that total hip extension forward. They tend to stop with the hips popping out a bit. So Jared, let's just show a couple of those. So then they tend to stop there with their hips sticking out. Another one. So we do not want that. We want to push those hips through. So one more, Jared, pushing the hips right through, which is very, very important to get those the much needed glute recruitment. The other problem we see with people performing the trap bar deadlift is, Jared, get back into that trap bar position, is performing a squat pattern. So again, the power or the strength is moving horizontally. It's a hip hinging movement, very focused on the hips and hamstrings. But what we see a lot of people do is get into a squat motion and perform the exercise. So let's go, Jared. Couple more. So technically here you're just performing a trap bar squat and it's not a deadlift, where it is working another totally different muscle groups, which is the quads. It's very quad dominant. So you want to make sure it's very hip dominant, targeting the hips and hamstrings. So let's go again, Jared, just get into that squatting position first so the viewers have an understanding. So this is the squatting position, and technically you are doing a trap bar squat, but to make sure you're targeting that correct muscles, you push those hips out, engage the lats, stay nice and tight, and we perform the trap bar deadlift. Perfect. Okay. So how do we know if the weight we are lifting is too heavy? Very simple. The hips, the spine and the upper back all move up in one motion. But if you see the hips coming up first, most probably the weight is too heavy. So what we see very often when the weight is too much for most individuals is their hips come up before the weight comes up. So Jared, let's just do a few. We do not want to risk an injury. So there we go. You can see the hips come up, push the hips up, and then they go. One more, Jared. So we go down, push those hips up. And that's what we see very often when the weight is too heavy. So we want to make sure everything comes up all together. It sometimes could be an issue where you just need a coaching cue telling the client to make sure to keep the hips down and come up together, and it may solve the issue. But most often if the coaching cue does not work, it's always the weight is too heavy, and you always want to make sure you avoid that situation because again, high potential for injury on the low back.